Alright, I'm just going for a walk here out on the Broadway, Sacramento City. Feeling kind of hungry right now, and I want to talk to you guys while I'm out here walking. Oh boy. See probably the scenery instead of me. Just an old crippled Collins. I want to talk to you guys about this person, this character called Jan Dudensing. Let me see what I got her card here. I want to show you guys. This is kind of a public service announcement. See, Dudensing and Kim, Jan Dudensing, attorney. (625) G Street, Sacramento, California 95814. Jan S. Dudensing, KimLaw.com. Yeah, you want to look up Saskia Kim. What is it? Saskia Kim, SASKIAKIM. Saskia Kim. You'll only find a pixelated photo of Saskia Kim, but this is a cutout, you guys. You California nurses. This is a public service announcement for California nurses. Don't be fooled by Dudensing and Kim as I was when I lost my home in a foreclosure right on this street coming up a couple blocks from here. Actually, the next block over past the funeral home, which is that building right there. Let me explain to you how the scam works. Okay. Jan Dudensing, who is a twin, by the way. There's a Jan Dudensing and there's a Jan Dudensing and there's a Jen Dudensing. And they are what do you call them? Let's call them a multi-generational attorney office in Sacramento City. As you know, Sacramento City is the capital of the once beautiful state of Chinafornia in the United States for America. And let me tell you how this scam works and how it worked for me when I lost my home on 43rd Street. Actually, it's right up there at that next light. That's the funeral home we're going by. Morgan Jones Funeral Home, the first black funeral home in Sacramento City. The scam works this way. Jan Dudensing is the attorney. Jen Dudensing is the twin who plays the role of Jan Dudensing, the attorney. Okay? Jen is an actress. And so what Jan Dudensing has done is set up her law practice in Davis, California, which is a much more exclusive city than the Sacramento City. And Davis, California is where the UC Davis University is. However, they've placed their UC Davis Hospital here in the Sacrament City because that's where they sacrament. That's where they find their sacraments, here in Sacrament City. They prefer to live in places like Davis and Loomis and Roseville and Granite Bay, and they come to Sacrament City to sacrifice the people living here, but they prefer to live in places like these other places. In this case, Jan Dudensing lives in Davis, has her office in Davis, but she has a satellite office set up at the Stanford Historical Mansion on G Street. That's the address on the card that I just showed you. So I'm not saying that I know. See, there's 43rd Street where my house was down there. That Jan Dudensing was pretending that she was going to help me to get compensation from the Wells Fargo bank, which she never did because she was running a scam. And at the time, she advertised herself as a foreclosure expert in helping people who have been wrongly foreclosed against by the bank. Okay? As I said before, I don't know what they're planning to do with the California nurses, but if you look at the profile of Saskia Kim, she was purported to me to be a legislative expert that helped the California elected representatives come up with the homeowners protection policy or whatever it was that protected people from, let's call it aggressive foreclosures of their on their mortgages. Okay. So here's how I found out about this. I'm homeless, right? I lost my home. I got put out. I'm living in my van. I'm listening to the radio. The radio was the classic hip hop 101.1 in Sacrament City. So I'm listening to this radio station day after day. Nothing to do when you're homeless, really, except try to survive. I'm listening to this radio station. Jan Dudensing will help you with your foreclosure, blah, 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 blah. Okay, heard the ad over and over. So somebody gave Jan Dudensing a bag of money to make her advertisements on the radio to target a certain group of people. In this case, for this video, I'm saying the nurses are being advertised somewhere that they're going to get relief from prosecution or persecution or job loss or whatever it is that the nurses are now being forced to deal with, thanks to the magic stick. Okay? They're not going to be represented at all by Jan Dudensing or Saskia Kim because it's a big scam. Jan Dudensing sent her sister, her twin sister Jen, to meet with all the clients who made appointments in response to the classic hip hop ads that she ran for months on end while I was homeless living in my van. And then I actually thought she was going to, help me to get some sort of compensation because I was in a loan modification process with the Wells Fargo bank at the time. And I ended up losing my house anyway. They didn't give me a modification. They said because my electric bill wasn't paid, they didn't know if I even lived in my house. And so I didn't get my modification. I went to Jan Dudensing's office. And I know now that I met with her twin, Jen Dudensing, who pretended like everything was cool. They were gonna help me. I went through the trouble getting all my paperwork together from the storage, which is in another town because it's too expensive in Sacramento City to have your stuff in storage. Did all that. And then what happened? Saskia Kim ghosted me. And when I called their office, for a while, I called the office and they were like transferring me to a voicemail. And then finally, I called back and I said, she never calls me back. What's going on with my case? Oh, Saskia Kim, she had an accident. Yeah, she fell off a ladder at her house where her back is messed up. Oh, really? Oh, well, she's going to be helping the clients from home. Oh, okay. Okay. I never heard back from Saskia Kim. This was 2015, 2016. I can't say really how long I was homeless before I heard these ads and everything, but they ghosted me. They never did anything for me. They never helped me do anything. It was all a big facade. Okay? So, a couple weeks, maybe a couple months ago, I was downtown. Happened to be on G Street. I said, oh, let me go see what's going on at the Jan Dudensing office. Well, what do you know? She's got a new shingle out in front of the Stanford mansion where she has her office, where they're basically making money off of selling parking spots because they've got paved all around the outside of the building, and they rent parking spaces. So they don't even have to have, someone paying rent for their office because the people who still have jobs are down there paying to park at the Stanford mansion. What do I see down there? I see a virtue signaling flyers inside of, it wasn't laminated, but it was inside those plastic covers, that you get for your binders that you don't mess up your papers. They had the whole fence, wrought iron fence that they've hardened up the front of the building with, so you can't walk up to the door anymore and walk in, with these flyers about a missing woman. Virtue signaling. And what did the shingle say now? Didn't say foreclosure expert anymore. What did it say? It said care home abuse advocate and care home abuse expert, like that. So now Jan Dudensing got a shingle out talking about she's an expert on care home abuse. Okay. Now, I can't say, because I don't listen to those radio stations or watch the TV, where she's actually advertising her services now. But people who have their loved ones being abused and unalived, let's say, in these care homes, assisted living, whatever you want to call them, she's now proclaiming to be an expert on that. And I'm sure there's advertising going on somewhere maybe on the National Public Radio Station, different places like that for people, my age, 60 or up, who have their parents in these care homes who are being abused and unalived right now. So Saskia Kim, who was sold to me by Jen Dudensing, the actress, playing the part of Jan Dudensing, the attorney, was a legislative advocate, right? Legislative advocate. We got the legislative advocate here working with our office, Saskia Kim. Now, please, don't believe what I say, because I could be a lunatic here. Go and look up what information you can find on the internet for Saskia Kim, Saskia Kim. You will find what I found if you have a VPN and you search on DuckDuckGo. One single pixelated photo of the alleged Saskia Kim. Friends, I don't think there is a Saskia Kim. And if there is, she's not going to help anybody dealing with care home abuse, elder abuse, disabled abuse, anything like this. Let me tell you, Jan Dudensing is a personal injury attorney just like Alec Murdoch was a personal injury attorney in Hampton, South Carolina. And his house of cards fell, causing him to unalive his wife and his younger son, who was a loose cannon, to say the least. And so anybody who's a California nurse who is going to get help from Jan Dudensing as a result of some sort of advertisement that they saw, please go find another attorney because you're being duped. Okay? Just like all of the classic hip-hop listeners did when Wells Fargo and whoever else took our houses through illegal means and offered us no relief from our situation. So this has been a public service announcement from Callie Karen here in the Sacramento City. You can see it was a beautiful day out. Here I am at the Chase Bank across from the multicolored black sun. You can see the design on the building. Where is it? Across the street there. That's the multicolored black sun on the former health clinic place. And what do they got? Closed down subway. That's it, with all the graffiti, the red graffiti on the side of the wall. They closed the subway where you could use your EBT card to get a sandwich. Been closed for years. Now it's up for lease. And on the other corner of that intersection is the Jack in the Box. So this is a public service announcement from Callie Karen saying, if you're a California nurse and you're facing some kind of issue from your former employer or an ongoing issue from your current employer, which is a hospital, do not go to Jan Dudensing or Saskia Kim because they run scams on people. Desperate people, hurting people, just like Alec Murdoch did. Okay? Take it from me, I know. All right? Oh, I see I got one like out there. Well, I know it wasn't my mom. Still waiting for her to call me. Been a couple years now. That's the life of a whistleblower. You're alone and abused until you're not. Okay?